Wait, we chat. Our good buddy is Billy Andrade. And Reed, Billy, nice to have you with us again. He's our Mad Dog radio analyst. He did make the putt, so Reed salvages par, stays at 7 under. And Billy joins us all throughout the majors, does a tremendous job. He's in Augusta, and he says hello. Billy, welcome. How are you today, pal? Okay?
I'm doing great, Chris. Great to hear from you back again. Before we get started, how's the weather up there? You have any snow today?
Yes, we did this morning. The weather was atrocious. Yes, it was. The weather this morning was very poor. It's a little better today, right now, but it's been terrible. As you know how bad the winter has been. The last 6 weeks of it's been terrible. But it's going to snow tomorrow too. So no golf for us here. Golf for you down there. That's not bad, right?
Yeah. I was going to say. I guess your tennis game must be good. Your golf game not so good.
You know what I'm doing, Billy, for my golf game? I'm taking a group of guys to Scotland for my 60th birthday. Did I tell you that?
No, that's fantastic. Where are you going?
I'm going a year from this June. Here are the courses we're going to go, as you'd expect the courses. We're going to go play Troon Turnberry, Muirfield, the old course, and another course at St. Andrews, a new course. You got to play the new course to play the old course, and then and then finish up at Carnoustie.
Wow.
Do you like all those courses?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a blast. I just pray you guys get great weather.
Late June, you never know, correct?
Yeah, you never know. It could be dicey, but bring your rain suit. That's silly.
What's the hardest for a bunch of 12 to 15 handicaps? What's the hardest course for us to play?
Carnoustie's the hardest course of them all.
Oh, it is.
It'll just wear you out. It's just hard, but it's fun. You guys will have a blast. The people over there are so nice. They love when the Americans come over and play. Muirfield's probably the stuffiest of the group.
Now, you know what you're going to do at Muirfield? We're going to play in the morning. You have to wear a shirt and tie for lunch, and then they have alternate shot in the afternoon.
Yeah, how about that? That's crazy. They don't do that at Shorehaven. I know that.
Personality for my man Billy today. So I'm doing that. I was actually going to ask you to come, but you'll be somewhere on the seniors tour, so there you go.
Yes, I will.
I asked Nobilo. He thought Ireland would be better, but I have never been over there at all, so that's why we went to Scotland. Maybe down the road I'll take an Ireland trip, so there you go.
Yeah, that'd be a good second act, but the first act, you got to go to Scotland. That's great.
Oh, you agree? So you agree with that decision? You think Scotland should be first? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, lot to do. Let's do Tiger first. He's still got a chance to make the cut. He's +4. You've watched all day. Middle of the fairway on 14. He looks tired to me. Physically looks worn out. Let me get a sense what you think out of him right out of the gate. Go ahead.
Yeah, usually you want to start off well the second day. Let's first, before we talk about Tiger, let's just talk about conditions. Golf course, it's windy. Greens are firm as they've firmed up. The wind's swirling, tough pins. This golf course right now is winning it, and it's just especially this morning, it wore these guys out. The temperatures, Chris, this morning were in the 40s. And the guys woke up, and the golf ball doesn't go as far when it's cold. So the golf course, I think, played much tougher this morning than it is right now. This afternoon, it looks like the wind's kind of died down, but it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow, the weather's supposed to be terrible. It's supposed to get some rain. Maybe better late in the day, so that's better for the leaders. But right now, the golf course is never seen it.
All right, that's number one. Tiger, did you expect a better performance today? He's going to probably be around the same when the day is done, right around a 73, 74. Give me a little rundown on him. Go ahead.
Well, he's got a few holes here. Maybe he can birdie coming in. It looks like he's rode the ship. He's hit some better shots these last few holes, but. Bogey in 1, hitting a terrible shot at 5, doubling that. Hadn't had a birdie until just recently at 13 where he 2-putted. But his misses, you see where his misses are. He's missed some to the left with irons. He missed it for the second day in a row on 12 to the right in the water. That's not a confident player. That's a player searching. That's a player that's not on. And, you have to be totally on at Augusta National, especially when the wind's blowing, or you can look silly.
All right, number one, you think he's going to finish out? What's the cut going to be, by the way?
It looks right now it's going to probably be around 5. It really depends on who leads and how low they are. That 10-shot rule is in effect at the Masters. It's not effect in regular tournaments. And so it's right now it looks like +5 is the lucky number, but it could go to 4. But I'm thinking 5 is the number.
All right, that's where Mickelson is. He played poorly today. Let me get a triple bogey 9. Give me a little rundown on. You thought he played well in this tournament, and he was in good shape, and then today he fell apart. Give me some thoughts on him. Let me hear.
Yeah, he did the same thing in Houston. He made a triple bogey in that tournament and kind of knocked himself out of it. Surprising. I just thought that he would have a better day today and get himself, in the mix. Like we said about, spring baseball and you can hang in there and have a chance, or you make a number like that and then you play sloppy and you shoot, 5 over after 2 days and it looks like he's barely going to make the cut. And that's not a recipe to win a championship, but I thought he would do better. Surprised a little bit, but again, he's 47 years old. And in the golf course is a tough walk, and it's right now it's playing as hard as it gets. And he made a few mistakes, and unfortunately, right now he's at 5 over. He's lucky to make the cut.
All right, Spieth, bad start for him today. That really surprised me. He recovered. He's finished 2 over par, 74 today. But I was pretty surprised. Give me your thoughts on Spieth. Go ahead.
Yeah, terrible start. 6-6 out of the gate is not how you want to start any round, especially at the Masters. But, he bogeyed 7 as well. He shot 40 on the front, Chris, which, is disastrous. But, the kid sucked it up. I got to give him a lot of credit. He made birdies at 13 and 15 on the back 9. He survived, and that's what on a day like today, he easily could have shot a 78 to 80. And to suck it back up with a 34 on the back 9 with no mistakes, he really had a great opportunity to birdie the last hole and didn't, but a great save at 17. He's in the mix. You want to be in this mix, and he's in there. So to get off to a start like that and to shoot a couple over is pretty. It's a pretty damn good score.
All right, so did he get off to a bad start today because he just got off to a bad start at the course, and he played in the morning? It was very difficult at, say, 11:30. What was it for him?
Yeah, it was difficult, and, I listened to his interview after, and maybe he wasn't totally loose and totally ready to go, but he said he hit 2 terrible drives on the first 2 holes, which led to the double and then the bogey. He missed a short putt on 2 for par. Looked like it was a 2.5, 3-footer. In my recollection, in the short career that he's had at the Masters, I've never seen him miss a putt as short as he missed on 2. So he was a little rattled out of the gate, but he held it. He rode the ship, and I'm telling you, when this tournament's over, and if he wins, it's that 34 he shot on Friday
Yep.
in the second round on Friday that's going to win this tournament for him.
Very good. Interesting there. Tiger, by the way, second shot coming up on 14. Billy and I will discuss it after he hits it. McIlroy today, -4, played very well. He's been solid. He felt he really could have done a little better than a 71, but in the mix, McIlroy can win this tournament. Give me a little rundown on him for a sec. Go ahead.
Very steady, Chris. Not a whole lot of mistakes. 69 yesterday, 71 today. Felt like he could have made birdies on the last 2 holes, and didn't make those. Looked like he hit pretty good putts on those last 2, but he's my pick. I told you that yesterday. I just like the way he's playing. He's very confident and very steady, and he drives it so damn good. He drives it long and straight, and if he can get a little hot with that putter and make a few on this weekend, I still think he's the man to beat.
All right, so you think you like McIlroy's -4 better than you like Jordan Spieth's -4?
Well, yes. Right now, I do. I just like the way he hasn't made a whole lot of mistakes. Jordan has made a few mistakes, but having those 2 guys in the mix this weekend is going to make for great drama here at this tournament.
It is, right? What do you know about we saw Patrick Reed at the Ryder Cup. He's noisy. He's got a lot to say, but he's also very competitive. He's played pretty well here. He's had a great front 9. He did bogey 10. He made a good par-saving putt in 11. He's at -7. He's got a 1-stroke lead. Let me hear your thoughts on what he's going to finish up. Let me get a little say. He's never won a major, so let me get Billy Andrade's thoughts on his mindset trying to break through here at the Masters. What can you tell me?
Well, he's at that point in his career, Chris. It's his fifth Masters. He turned pro here about 6 years ago. You know, I always like players playing well leading into the Masters. And here's a guy who's had 3 top tens. He finished second in Tampa at Valspar. He finished seventh at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He's playing well right now. And to go out and shoot 31 on the front on Friday afternoon when the wind's howling and blowing is pretty impressive. You know, there's no surprise here. He's won 5 times. He's been on 2 Ryder Cups. He was the Ryder Cup darling at Hazeltine. This kid can play. You know, he's a good player. He's 24th in the world. So he's one of those guys that you look at his numbers, you look at him on paper, you look at his guts, you look at the way he, loves the stage. You would think that this is a kid, if anyone's going to make a breakthrough, this would be the place that he would make this breakthrough. He went to college right down the street at Augusta State, won 2 national championships in a row, led his team there. So, the guy's a world-class player. So I don't see him backing down. I see him being there all the way through this tournament.
Well, beautifully said. So you think on Sunday, back 9 with Spieth and McIlroy right on his tail, you think he's going to respond and play well?
Yeah, he's just one of those junkyard dogs. You know, I'm not a big fan of the kid, but I'll tell you, the kid can play. And, it's just...
Not a fan because of what reason?
Nah, he's just, I'm just not a big fan. I've met him a few times. He's just...
little cocky?
A little cold, a little cocky, a little cold. Just not my type of guy, but... a hell of a player.
He just got out of the bunker here on 12. He should make this putt to stay at 7 under. And how about Leishman? He's played pretty well. He's had to play with Tiger the first 2 days. A little distraction for him. He had a chance to win that British Open a couple years ago, lost. He was right there. He's at -6 right now, playing 14. Leishman's done a good job. Give me a little rundown on him. What do you think? Is he capable? When the light gets strong there Sunday afternoon, is he capable?
He's another one of those. I'll put him in that same category with Spieth. Chris, this guy's, he's won enough. He's won 3 tournaments. He won Travelers in Hartford in 2012. He won Arnold Palmer. He won one of the playoff events, BMW in Chicago. He's played on 3 President's Cups teams. He's the 2009 Rookie of the Year. He's had 4. He's another kid. He's had 4 top tens this year. He's played well. He's ranked 16th in the world. So he's one of those top players that. If you say, okay, who are the players that have are going to break through and win their first major? He's in that category. Patrick Reed's in that category, and these guys are this kid's a hell of a player. And what he's shown so far, playing with Woods, with all the people following, and the way he's hung in there so far, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I always like that term. Why not me? And I think that this kid's played well enough on the big enough stages here that and he looks comfortable on this golf course. Looks like he can hit it left, he can hit it right. And, and as you look at his stats, the thing that pops out at me is he's 16th ranked putter on tour. So that means he can get that putter rolling, and I think he'll be there too come Sunday.
All right, Charlie Hoffman's about to go double bogey here on 12. We'll get to him in a second. Dustin Johnson is 68 today. He eagled 2. Did an excellent job there to get himself back in the mix. He's -3. He should be heard from. He's had a pretty good start. Let me get a little rundown on him. Go ahead.
Yeah, he brought himself right back in this golf tournament. He's starting off with 73 yesterday with, he was 2 over on the front 9, didn't make a birdie, and then got a little back on the back, and then 68 today. He and John Rahm, those are the low scores of the day, 2 68s. Rahm did it in the morning. Dustin did it a little later in the morning, but he's the number 1 player in the world, Chris. He's supposed to be doing this. He's won a major. He's won 17 times. He's ranked the best putter on tour leading into the Masters. He did what he needed to do. He's dangerous at -3. John Rahm is dangerous at -1. I'd watch out for Justin Rose as well. He's at -2, kind of quietly, along with Ricky and Louis Oosthuizen. Those guys are all -2. They're all right in the mix. I would be love to be in the clubhouse right now at -2
and give yourself a chance
and have the weekend to go where I feel like I'm I'm on all cylinders. I like Ricky Fowler's comments after he finished.
What did he say? I'm not a big Fowler fan. I never trust him. But what did he say today?
Yeah, no, he was just very truthful. He said, this golf course is tricky. It's playing very hard. Right now, tomorrow if it rains, the golf course changes and it gets wet and gets softer. It will play much different, and maybe some more birdies might be had. But the wind tomorrow is supposed to pick up. It's supposed to be very, very windy, so that's going to play havoc as well.
All right, what do I make of the stat? And Reed's about to try to putt a par putt here on number 12. I'll tell you about it in a sec. About 5 feet. Where is why the statistic? And he does make it, so he stays at -7. Why the statistic that I saw last night on the Golf Channel, Billy, that in the last 20 years, nobody has come out of the top 10, beyond the top 10 after round 1 to win. How come?
I don't know. It's just I have no answer for that. I heard that too. I think Nabilo said it. Goes to show you that if you get off to a good start and you hang around and you're in that top 10 after the first day, you got a pretty good chance of winning. So that means you're playing. Obviously, you go off to a good start, you're playing well, and then all those guys have just kind of hung in there, and one of those guys has ended up winning the tournament. That normally doesn't happen, but there's only 87 players in the field. You can knock out about 20 guys that really don't have a chance. So now you're down from 80 to 60. So it's a percentages, the numbers game, and all these guys are all bunched up, and they're all going to be bunched up after tomorrow as well. And somebody out of the pack, maybe not. Maybe this year will be the first year it's the guy who was 15th, like a Dustin Johnson who was shot 73, comes back and wins. That will change things. But, this is a tournament where you're just trying to jockey for position these first few days, not make any big numbers, just hang around the lead, and then come Sunday, you give yourself a chance to win.
All right, one last quickie here. Would you rather be in second place but, 4 or 5 strokes back with one guy ahead of you, or would you rather be in the pack where you're less than 5 or 6 strokes behind, but you got a lot of guys around you? What would you rather be?
It doesn't really matter. You're gonna no matter what, you're gonna have to play great golf on Sunday and post a good score. 5 back in second place, then you're still 5 back. If you're 5 back, or if you're 2 or 3 back, and there's a bunch of guys bunched up, you're only 2 or 3 back. It doesn't matter. You can't think about. That's the big thing. You really can't worry about the other players. You just have to worry about yourself and be able to handle the pressure, to handle the situations, to not get ahead of yourself, to not hit a shot where you're not totally committed to the shot. You got to get up and hit one shot at a time. I know it's a boring saying, but in golf, that's pretty much what it is, Chris. It's a series of one-act plays. Every shot's a one-act play, and all you got to do is put all your effort into every shot you hit, and then you got to walk to the next shot, and then sometimes you got to walk 300 yards to the next shot. And there's a lot of things that can go through your mind, a lot of things that can happen, and you can start overthinking and start. That's what Tiger looks like to me. He doesn't look comfortable to you. He doesn't look confident, and it's something I've never seen before. When he was in his run, I played a lot with him back in 2000 when he had that great run where he won everything. He was on automatic. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. It wasn't. He just got up and boom, he hit the shot. And you can see now where he's just not comfortable, and he looks like his mind's getting in the way. He's not the same player as he was, and it's evident as a golfer who played with him to see that, and that's what that's why this game is so goddamn hard.
Yeah,
it's a hard game. It's just a hard game, and I always tell people that think they're good players and stuff, and say, well, if it was so damn easy, come on out. We'd love to have you. Yeah, I know I can beat you.
You can definitely. What's the score that wins? Minus what?
It all depends on this weather coming in, Chris. It all depends on how hard this golf course plays tomorrow. Remember now, on Sunday, it's the easiest setup of the week.
Right.
They want
birdies. They want drama.
They want birdies. They want drama. They're going to put the pin on 16 back left so guys can have a chance to maybe funnel it down for a hole in one. they're gonna set the golf course up easy for Sunday for somebody to come out and shoot 65 and have a dramatic win like Nicklaus in '86. That's what they want. But I don't know. Tomorrow is going to be a big dictator on what the final score is going to be. It's kind of hard to say because of the weather and everything coming in.
We'll talk to you Monday, Billy. Billy, we love you. Thanks so much, pal. Appreciate it.
All right. Love you too, Chris. Take care.
Billy Andrade, thoughts. Continuing Mad Dog Unleashed.
If it's happening in baseball